Assassin's Creed Shadows launch delayed to February 2025 amid weak Star Wars Outlaws performance at Ubisoft. Assassin's Creed Shadows, the eagerly anticipated next game in the franchise set in feudal Japan, was set to come out on November 15, 2024. But the company needs more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features, according to a statement posted on X, formerly Twitter, attributed to the game's executive producer Marc-Alexis Coty. Ubisoft has announced its highly anticipated upcoming game Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed until next year. Game publisher Ubisoft announced the news Wednesday, citing a weak performance for new title Star Wars Outlaws and lower than expected profit in the current quarter as the deciding factors in pushing the next installment in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Instead of releasing it on November 12th as previously planned, it has been pushed back to February 14, 2025. It follows the disappointing performance of another of the firm's major titles, Star Wars Outlaws, and concerns from some about how Ubisoft is being run. The delay comes one day after PlayStation revealed its Ghost of Tsushima sequel, Ghost of Yōtei, which has a similar historical Japanese setting to Assassin's Creed Shadows, will debut in 2025. Ubisoft announced in a statement about Tokyo Game Show, "We regret to inform you that due to various circumstances, we have decided to cancel our online participation in Tokyo Game Show 2024, which was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. on September 26, the statement reads. "We apologize for the short notice. We sincerely apologize to everyone who is looking forward to the broadcast." The company said that the currently ongoing giveaway campaign would continue despite the fact that the broadcast was no longer happening. The game's executive producer Marc-Alexis Coty said the developers need more time to polish and refine the experience. Per Ubisoft, while the game is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. This will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure, with Neo and Yasuke bringing two very different gameplay styles. "We understand this decision will come as disappointing news," he said, "but we sincerely believe this is in the best interest of the game." Additionally, Ubisoft says Assassin's Creed Shadows will be available on Steam on launch day, a break from the company's current strategy, and that it will break from Ubisoft's typical season pass model, as all players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those who pre-order the game will be granted the first expansion for free. The learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title, it reads. Star Wars Outlaws was released in August to strong reviews, but early players complained of bugs and glitches. In its trading update, Ubisoft notes sales of the game were softer than expected, which it seemed to be putting down to a lack of polish. Mr. Cote said the firm would refund fans who had pre-ordered the game and promised a free expansion to anyone who placed a new pre-order for the revised launch. Following the softer-than-expected sales for Star Wars Outlaws after its August 30th release, Ubisoft says its development teams are currently fully mobilized to swiftly implement a series of updates to polish and improve the player experience in order to engage a large audience during the holiday season to position Star Wars Outlaws as a strong long-term performer. Ubisoft says Outlaws will launch on Steam November 21st. When it finally arrives, Assassin's Creed Shadows will be the first game in the series to be set in Japan, a setting fans have been clamoring for since the series began in 2007. The decision to push the game back beyond Christmas, usually a lucrative time for game sales, will not have been made lightly. But the sales performance of Star Wars Outlaws caused Ubisoft's shares to take a serious hit when the firm would have been hoping the game would set it back on course. They have fallen to a price of €11.32 a share at the time of writing, the lowest in a decade. Along with the Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws news, Ubisoft revealed Wednesday new financial guidance for the fiscal year, including lowering net bookings for the full year to approximately €1.95 billion and down to €350 to €370 million in net bookings for the second quarter. Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot said Wednesday an executive committee supervised by the board of directors is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher-performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. Our second quarter performance fell short of our expectations, prompting us to address this swiftly and firmly, with an even greater focus on a player-centric, gameplay-first approach and an unwavering commitment to the long-term value of our brands, Guillemot said in a statement Wednesday. Although the tangible benefits of the company's transformation are taking longer than anticipated to materialize, we keep on our strategy, focusing on two key verticals: open-world adventures and GaaS-native experiences, with the objective to drive growth, recurrence, and robust free cash flow generation in our business. In the light of recent challenges, we acknowledge the need for greater efficiency while delighting players. As a result, beyond the first important short-term actions undertaken, the Executive Committee, under the supervision of the Board of Directors, is launching a review aimed at further improving our execution, notably in this player-centric approach, and accelerating our strategic path towards a higher-performing model to the benefit of our stakeholders and shareholders. Finally, let me address some of the polarized comments around Ubisoft lately. I want to reaffirm that we are an entertainment-first company, creating games for the broadest possible audience, and our goal is not to push any specific agenda. We remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy.